You know, I get lots of questions through social media, a lot of times asking me questions about certain things. And the thing I'm going to talk about right now is something that I find indispensable in my painting. It's something I've used for a long, long time, and I've actually created some new ones. And what I'm talking about is a device called a mahl stick. It's not like a shopping mall, it's spelled M-A-H-L. And what it does two things. One thing it does is it keeps your hand off of your artwork, off of your painting, so you don't get paint on your arm or your hand. The other thing it does, for me especially, I use it when I'm getting more into details. It steadies your hand. It lets your hand rest upon something. And again, this is something artists have been using for many, many years. Throughout the Renaissance, they use them. But I'll show you some of the ones that I've got. Normally, if I'm working on a smaller painting like this, is like a 16 by 20, I'll use something smaller. This is my old stick that I've used for a lot of things. This one you can actually buy. It's also cool because it's just the right size for working on this size painting. Okay, it's basically keeping your hands off of the painting, but when you get to larger paintings, sometimes you'll find that you'll be resting along the top edge of it. So the thing I like, it works that way really well, but what I don't like is sometimes you'll get a scuff mark or something along the top edge of the painting. So it works really good for smaller works. Another thing about this one is it breaks down. So if you want to travel with it, you can take it with you, or if you're using it on something smaller, you can do that. But another really small one I have right here is a tiny one. It's one I use when I'm plein air painting, and I'm using my pochade box, and I'll just kind of rest it along the top part. As you can see, it's got a hook, so it kind of will snag onto something and hold. And so a lot of times people will make mahl sticks just using dowels like this. That's what this one is. This is a very old one. And I have a hook in here, and this is actually just some wrapping I wrapped around it to keep it from not sliding around. But this is just an old wooden stick. Some people have used canes for this. But the thing is, I tend to work larger these days. So I have adapted or I've made several things that are larger mahl sticks. And I'll show you over here on this larger painting. This is the one I'm using these days the most. Basically, I've adapted it, and it's got a hook on top. And if you look, it's got holes all in this and a little toggle. This is basically a tent pole that I use. So you can adjust it by just doing that and sliding it up or down to make it, it'll go very high up. And it'll come down lower if I need it for smaller. The cool thing is, it's not just the mahl stick. I wanted to keep any of the mahl stick off of the art on a large painting. This is not a very large painting, but the cool thing is up here. It rests on top of what I call it, it's a spar basically, like on a ship that you will see on a mast. And if you look up there, it's to keep it from pulling side to side. I've got a chain in the same manner you would see on a spar on a ship again. So it's like the rigging, but it works really good, and it keeps my hand completely off of the painting. And again, like I said, it's adjustable. And here's another one that I used to use. This was made from a fishing rod. It's not adjustable, but it is very tall. And I have plans to make other ones. Whenever I spot something that's adjustable, like this is actually a paint roller, you just twist this and it gets bigger. And so all I need to do is rig a hook on top of that. So, but right now I've got my tent pole that works really good. And as I said, it steadies my hand, and it keeps the paint off my hands, and it steadies my hand to make sure I can get those fine details. Because as you get older, your hand's not necessarily as steady as it used to be. In the beginning of a painting, you don't need it because you're just blocking in and you're doing various things. And you're painting at arm's length, you don't need a mahl stick. It's when you get down to areas that you need to make the details count and everything that a mahl stick is indispensable. So if I were you, look around, make one, buy one, but it's a great tool for your studio. So till next time.